Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just made it to Kokomo, and I'm headed over to Palmer's Jewelers. So I want to say it was about a month ago, came out here, and there was a car show out here. There are cars lined up everywhere out here, but this is what Kokomo's downtown area, and right here we're about to go into Palmer's Jewelers. Let's get it. So y'all know they got jewelry and stuff like this. Hold on. And I got some new equipment. Somebody had left a comment saying, hey, that your camera was way too shaky, man. I will watch, but it's too shaky. So we got the shakes up out of here, man. We got ourselves a gimbal. So I'm not adjusting that. That's actually, well, I'm adjusting it by button. Lume, of course. We'll take a look at that. We got some Seikos. Seiko fanboys. Check that out. Man, this little gimbal thing is really nice, man. And I don't even have to hold on. Let's see. Can we get a little closer in on that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, we getting it. We getting it. Oh, I like that. Hold on. That's nice. We're going to have to get a closer look at this one right here. We'll have to see that outside the case. So let's see what else they have in here. All right, we got Seiko Performance over here. Ooh. Oh, we're going to have to come back to this because this is really nice.
All right, well, we'll do some official introducing back here.
Okay, let's get it.
Right.
Thank you.
Down those stairs. I'll let you go to the store so you can get the.
You mind if I set this bag right here?
Yep, absolutely.
Cool. Thank you.
Oh.
This the door I'm going through?
Yes, you're going.
Sir, right this way.
Thank you, thank you. Oh man, this is nice. This is nice. Oh, the wall clock. Oh, I love wall clocks. What's going on? Oh, is this complaint department right here? The grenade?
That is our emotional support grenade.
Okay. Hey, I'm at home then.
Yeah.
I am at home. I love that. Boys and girls, I hope you're ready. We have made it to the Kokomo Watch Company inside Palmer's Jewelers. We have Adam and Jason, two of the most awesome guys up in Kokomo right now that know anything about watches. You have tons of experience right here, but what they're going to do right now, they're going to take us on their day-to-day. They're going to walk us through what does it look like? What processes it takes to repair and restore and even build new watches. We even get a chance to look at the modded Seiko case. You guys may be familiar. Random Rob actually featured on this video before. So, for the next 35 minutes, let's enjoy.
A lot on the Seiko mod side of it.
Mm-hmm.
You probably saw the case up there.
Yeah,
And,
beautiful.
So we have a lot of industry connections.
Yeah.
So if you got a watch that you want to change whatever on,
Mm-hmm.
we can usually facilitate that.
Really?
Usually it starts, somebody brings us the idea,
Mm-hmm.
and then we take that and we find out how to make it a possibility. So, sometimes we have to kind of hold hands and walk together to figure out what's realistic, what can be grounded. But, if they've got this more broad idea, I'm looking at these colors, I'm looking at this style. Usually we can work our way around the industry and find out exactly how to get what we want to get.
Okay. So here's a question. So this is actually coming from one of the people that knew I was coming here. Is it possible for you to take what's a quartz watch, right, and lay an automatic movement in that?
I see. That depends a lot on the case. Yeah, it depends a lot on the case style, the
Mhm.
automatic movement. A lot of it has to do with the thickness.
Mm-hmm.
So the rotor for the automatic unit, if the case is too thin, then it's going to rub against the case back and it won't be functional.
Mm-hmm.
That's glancing over, but is it theoretically possible? Yes.
Yeah.
It would just, the details are where you would have to find that.
You can, if it's a thicker watch,
Mm-hmm.
then you might be able to use like an ETA or Salida 2836, 2824. If it's a thinner watch, you can always go the ETA 2892.
For Myoto 9000 series.
Or, yeah, if you want to go Japanese, which is just a thinner profile. So that's the only thing that you are, that's the only trouble you might have is if it is a thinner case, that's going to really
Limit the possibility.
limit. Yeah.
Okay. So, but as far as like a steel dive or San Martin, which use an NH35 movement, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We've done quite a few of those.
Really?
Yep. So I discovered steel dive. Just doing some research. We got a couple in. We did some modifications on them. Now I've got clients from across the country that contact us through Crystal Times and some other providers, and they've sent us mostly steel dive is what we see the most of.
Mm.
There are a few things that aren't as compatible, just based off of how steel dive saves money compared to other products.
Right.
But bezel inserts, crystals, dials, movements.
If it's something of, oh yeah, I already have this watch, or I'm going to buy this steel dive, and I want to change this, and this. Now, some of those things aren't going to be compatible. So that's why we try to go, hey, hold on. If you want this, let us put that together for you because we know what's going to play well together, I guess, and what you're not going to be compatible between like this crystal and this bezel insert and things like that.
Okay, so you guys can change. So I know some people hate, and it really don't bother me as much, but mineral versus sapphire. Most people want to have a sapphire crystal, and I do. Here's the biggest complaint with watch collectors is buying a watch for a certain dollar amount and not having a sapphire crystal.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's it's almost like that's the fashion. If you have a really cool watch that has a mineral crystal, then maybe a lot of that. Well, one, why would you just put the extra expense?
Right.
But a lot of the expense might be in the case or movement or bracelet or something like that.
Yeah, I do think Seiko, does it right. They do their King models half sapphire and ceramic, whereas their fives, their lower prospects, have that hard wax. I hate to say they're the same, but I think Pardox is a 9 and Sapphire is a 10. Very, very close. If it's going to scratch Sapphire, it's going to scratch Hardlex. You're pretty much going to be vice versa the same way. Okay. It's not going to take a whole lot more.
You might say Hardlex is a widely available commercial grade, whereas like a Sapphire is going to be that next level in protection.
Yeah.
Okay. So I actually brought a watch that I want to get.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Modded.
All right, we can do that for you.
It was a question one of my buddies. Okay, so he has a watch that the movement completely died in, right? He wants to take a movement out of another watch. They're both automatics. I think it's a ETA movement. You guys can do that, no problem, right? Okay.
A lot of it would just be based on compatibility.
Yeah.
So
is it an ETA movement? Is it like they're identical, or
That I have to ask him.
Yeah.
I'm not
Because
sure.
where you're going to run into problems is in a lot of the, and unfortunately, a lot on the modding side, a lot of the dial makers don't use dial feet and they use little sticky tabs. Not the best way to go about it. And so you have the dial feet sticking down, and they're going to vary from manufacturer to manufacturer. So you're probably not going to be able to take a 2836 dial, and that's not going to be compatible with NH.
Yeah, or like a 955 quartz movement.
Yeah. So
Okay.
The proper way to do that would be to send the dial out, have it refinished, have the dial feet put on, so it's now it's a brand new dial, but it's going to be fit for that new watch.
Now, I do have a question as far as finishing is concerned.
Mhm.
Have you guys ever done a job where you have rose gold on it over stainless steel and you guys strip that down to
Now, oh, you mean like it's like a gold plate?
gold plating?
Gold
Yes.
plate, okay. Yeah, a lot of that, if it's we do all kinds of refinishing from, like if it's solid gold point of view, we're like with Rolex and things like that. But on a plated piece, there's really no refinishing per se, as it is. We can clean it. We can try to, when we buff it, we can try to stay off of the plating. But if you've got a scratch or something on that plating, that's going to be there. Now, if you want all of the plating removed, yeah, that's kind of a byproduct of refinishing. It would just remove everything.
Okay.
So it all depends on. Most of the time, if you think if it's a two-tone piece, it's going to have a lot of the accents are going to be maybe recessed a little bit.
Okay.
So you'd have that steel part of the bracelet is actually going to be protecting the little bit of rose gold or a little bit of gold. So we would just mask that off, hit the rest of it as best we can without getting into that.
That's interesting.
The replating process in general is pretty, I would say it can be pretty tedious. So depending on the materials that you have in the case and the movement, whatever it is that you're replating, sometimes the plating solution can stick and sometimes it can't.
Yeah. If it's stainless steel, we could plate stainless steel, but it would be mainly just for like a cosmetic show. It's not going to have any type of durability.
Gotcha.
Now, if there's something on the movement that's brass, nickel, anything like that, we can plate that. We can plate it gold. We can rhodium plate it. That's going to be much more durable because of the material that it is.
So you could do rhodium plating over pretty much anything.
Yeah, like a watch movement or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things, though, what I want everybody to know is like you guys do shipping and stuff like that. So once they see this, and you guys will be in the description, how easy is it? I'm gonna say this again. How easy is it for somebody to send a watch in with the descriptions of what they like? What's the process? Walk us through.
I would probably say 60-70% of our business is people sending us stuff.
Really?
Stuff that's not through the front door. So you would just, address it to us, wrap it. Don't send a box.
That's a huge thing.
Please do not send the watch box. The best thing is just wrap it in bubble wrap and then put it in a box. Put your name, address, phone, email, because we get them all the time. We just have a watch.
And then we have to wait.
And that's it. And they mail it from a UPS store. So it's like, okay, so this just sits in the safe, for a couple weeks until somebody calls, hey, have you received my watch? I haven't got a call. Can you describe it? because we have like two or three or four that don't have any contact information, and that's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then, but yeah, so contact information on the outside of the box, on the inside of the box. But we will receive it, read what you need, research what you need, and then Ashley will email you or call you or whatever, or we might have to contact you if it's
A little in depth.
And then we go from there.
Okay.
I would say it's very easy. Ashley is our watch admin. She's one of the best. Almost all of our reviews come in, and it's more focused on how good she is. They say the watch is great, but Ashley is the star of the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she makes everything easy. She'll take care of all of the customer interaction. She makes sure all the parts come in. She makes sure things get done on time. Everything flows through the shop well because of her.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you get a chance to interact with Ashley, then you know it's going to be a good experience.
Mm.
And she's not here.
I know.
She's not here today.
She just walked out.
Oh, okay. Oh, so she didn't hear. Well, if she watched this, then
Yeah.
Ashley, you got a shout out. She'd be asking for a raise at this point.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Lume on the watch. Do you guys handle that at all?
Yes.
Yeah. I would say we have a few different kinds. It all depends on if you have say you have a vintage piece that you want reloomed. You're kind of limited. If you want a restoration of what it is, of let's say a 40-year-old piece, 50-year-old piece, in which case that's not really going to have any type of lume because that was probably tritium.
Right.
And so it's not going to be glowing. We can color match
Old radium hands, stuff like that.
Really?
They don't glow per se, but it is to look at it visually, you wouldn't notice. Yeah, you wouldn't notice. If you want a resto mod kind of restoration, which is I want it to look old, but I want it to perform new. So we could redo the hands, markers usually. So you would have that, 6, 8, 10 hour glow.
And the big thing is wherever we can't do here in the shop, again, we have those industry connections. We have great people who can, they'll do the dial refinishing, match the lume to the hands to what would have been standard in the time period. So we do we do pretty much everything we can in-house. We have all the lume kits. We have plenty of experience setting that up. But, when it's outside of that,
it's important to know we don't have to necessarily do everything, but we try to know people that can do what we can't do.
Okay.
Our dry tester, and what this will do is this will test a vacuum pressure, which is this will pull a vacuum to try to pull the watch apart. And if it passes that, it will do a pressure test. So now you are squeezing the watch. And water resistance is also, you might say, is a resistance to pressure.
Okay.
So people will say, well, my watch, I'm not going to take it down to 100 meters. That's 300 feet. But you want your watch to be pressure proof. Maybe you get squirted with a garden hose or fire hose, something like that. That pressure is higher and can get in the watch. So that's why you want something that's really going to test it well. So we have a dry, vacuum, and pressure test. We have a wet vacuum, and we put the watch in here, pull a vacuum. If there are any holes, the air bubbles will come out wherever the hole is. So now we know, okay, it's leaking right there, the crown or case back. We go from there to now we have a wet pressure. So this will test to 1,300 meters. So, and we've tested a watch in which I think I just posted that today. So yeah, 2 years ago, we tested a mod watch to 1,300 meters.
Really?
So and it
got it up on sales floor.
yeah.
Really?
So
Oh, yeah,
this will test it a wet pressure, and then what this machine is. This is called a proof checker. So we put it on here. This heats up.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens if you put something hot on something cold? If there's moisture, it will condense. So this plate heats it up. This is a refrigerated piece here. So we turn the watch over. Wait a minute. Pick it up. If there's any moisture inside, it's going to condense around that. So you go, okay, there's moisture in here. So now we take the watch apart, put it in a small oven, dry it out, try it again. So,
Okay.
Because it gets humid here.
Okay.
So even if you're you're at home changing a watch battery, okay, and then you bring it up here, hey, I'm getting some moisture on my crystal because you're working outside. You come in, take your watch off, put it down. It's cold. What's going to happen? Well, it's going to condense around there. So, and that's just from the ambient, not from moisture, not from water getting in there, just from the ambient humidity.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Gotcha.
so that's what all this does is we use this to ensure that whatever work we do is to manufacturer's specs.
Okay.
Because
Thank you, sir.
Here.
My goodness. Oh my word. My eyes are drawn to this right here. 2 jewel. That's beautiful too. I like that.
The orange is my favorite, the bullhead.
That is gorgeous. 12-hour chronograph. 1969. That's crazy.
So it's our only non-Seiko. It's a Bulova Accutron.
That's beautiful. Now I know every Seiko fan is probably going to go nuts over this. Well, you guys got a Bell and Ross. DK, there you go. Got a Flieger Monster, dude. That's crazy. This is amazing, man. This gives the breakdown. So this is the watches in entirety.
Yep.
That's nice. You know, the ironic thing about this is I was just at a watch show in Chicago and they were breaking it down how they put their watch together and got DK Semicon Review said, yeah, Seiko do the same thing. Like, move on. That is too funny. I like that Gulf sub right there. Now, all of these are for sale.
yes.
Correct.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, can you order these online? Is it possible to order online, or do you have to call in for these?
It would be a call-in right now.
Okay.
Our online, we're completely rebuilding our website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're close to having the website, but we're
Mhm.
not quite there. So once emails, calls are kind of how we're going right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So as long as so you guys provide me with the email,
Absolutely.
I can upload this, or I can actually put it to where they can get it out the description.
I say any of our socials, email, phone number.
Facebook's good.
Yeah.
Facebook. Oh yeah, let's
Instagram.
do. Yeah, we can do Facebook, Instagram. I will post everything you guys have.
Perfect.
That way, because I think you can't get these anywhere else. This is exclusive stuff, man. I like that one, man. That is beautiful.
That we had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, that one is actually quartz.
Really?
Yep.
So, and we actually, I say, and feel free to get your hands on anything. We're not too worried.
I know, because y'all can just put it back together.
Yeah.
Right?
So we have a laser engraver as well. So we were able to do a custom case back. I know it's with the bracelets a little hard to get in there,
No, I see it.
but so we were able to do that
Mhm.
by ourselves. The dial was made by Sergei Sharbon,
Okay.
who's from Ukraine. He's very big in the modding community. So he
Mm.
makes different watch dials, and this was one that he was just playing with. So he's selling them pretty cheap just to get rid of them. So we picked it up and figured, hey, maybe we can do something cool with it. So we took an old Seiko quartz case, retrofit an ETA movement inside, so it does have a Swiss movement.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's some self-made parts. So the dial is in, and then we had to custom create a ring to create space in between the dial and that chapter ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say just standard blue hands, and then the custom case back. So
And it's a samurai frog. How cool is that?
yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
So we try not to take ourselves too seriously. We have a lot of fun. We want to make sure that I'm a Seiko mod enthusiast. That's the whole reason why I wanted to start this.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like to bring stuff to life, do something a little different.
Okay. I think I'm gonna use this.
Oh, okay, so up here, this is where we do all the dirty work, all cutting, filing, machining, stuff like that. And then we have our cleaning room in here, which is, we do cleaning all the watch movements, watch parts, case and bracelet cleaner, stuff like that. We'll show you around real quick. So we have the watch cleaning machines, watch plating, plating equipment, different solutions. We have case and bracelet, ultrasonic cleaning over here, the steam cleaner. So jet of steam cleans everything, cleans and dries everything off. And then we also do like a Cerakoting on anything we might need.
You guys do Cerakoting.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of the. I forgot. My bad, Dave. You asked me that. Thank you. I'm glad you did that. Great segue.
Yeah. So we do that. Cases, bracelets, movements.
Yeah, which we'll
Yeah.
show you over here.
Yeah, paratweezers.
Paratweezers, yeah.
Anything we can get our hands on for a time.
So this is the temporary display because we had them in the case for the watch event.
Mm-hmm.
But really, since we don't have any to sell to the walk-in client,
It stays here.
Yeah, it just stays here. It's usually packed away, and if somebody wants to see something, we can take it up there and show them and go over it with them, things like that.
Okay.
So, most of this is a lineage. So,
Yeah.
We kind of start here. This is where it began. Handmade dial, the Lume was actually put out in a baking sheet and individually cut with a handmade tool.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is all prototyping. It's a very big case, so instead of having the crown extend out to your hand, we flip the case over, and so it goes back, so you still have that functionality.
Right. Okay.
We kept that design going into the first working model. Again, still a handmade dial, very prototypical. I really like the hands on this though, but we're still working on an unfinished movement, just something that kind of shows where we wanted to go.
Mm.
And then we moved into something a little bit smaller, a little bit of a normal size. This is a Swiss 2892 movement. And then Adam went to a refinishing course and learned how to take something from this to this. So this is rhodium plated, hand finish. I say, I don't know. And then,
Let me get it focused. There we go.
Shiny stuff is hard to get.
yeah.
It is. It is.
Yep. So it's a hand done frost finish
There we go.
with a rhodium coat.
There we go.
So you can kind of tell. I'm gonna set this one down.
Or you can probably just lay it down there and you can get it
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. There we go. So now that you just got it all focused up,
No, you're fine. You're fine.
if you move from left to right, you'll see different finishes on the screws, finishing up with that blue, that heat blue. So this is kind of where we started refining the idea, moving from a generic we want to do a watch to what do we want to do to make our watch unique. And so we played around again with a smaller style, and we're actually going to be changing the movements out on that. So we were using a 2836. We're actually going to be changing to this Unitas movement that has a sub-second hand instead. And we'll be able to do the same things that we do on these, if I can get this off here. So this is the first model that we're moving into production. If I can. Art Deco style. Case is very minimalistic. Dial is very minimalistic, keeping it very classic. You can wear it casually, you can wear it dressy. What really comes to shine in here is what we can do with the movements. So that is Cerakote black. It'll be available either in black, the 18 karat gold plating, like we showed you downstairs, and then the rhodium. So these are going to start out at we're looking at about 2,200 on the black, 2,800 on the gold and rhodium. Almost all of that is labor, and the fact that we're taking vintage movements and not only restoring them to a new condition, but every piece is touched by a watchmaker. One of the two of us is touching every piece of that, refinishing it, hand blowing the screws, hand finishing the plates, and then applying whatever plating or coating that we would be applying. So this is going to be our production line. We'll have 3 models when they do come out. We're hoping to be moving that along. I would say end of the year to have.
Yeah.
Christmas would be cool.
Yeah.
But it's we have to juggle this a lot with our workload, our standard workload. That people bring in and they want things regulated. So
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
So
This is one of those, hey, we've got an extra hour on Friday where we can't get into a new project. Hey, let's go ahead and start working on this.
So here's a question for you. Would you consider, with this being said, let's say somebody sees this and say, hey, you know what? I think that'd be a nice collaboration, and a company reaches out to you like, hey, could you time engine this particular piece for me? Would you be willing to do that?
wow, man.
On top of all of the stuff you got going on with the regulating the guys' watch.
There's a lot of juggling. I wouldn't say no. A lot of it is also, since we're a working watch repair shop, we have to always keep that in consideration. It's of course, we're always trying to grow a little bit, and provide things that not everybody, a lot of the things we've done started off as, hey, wouldn't it be cool? And wouldn't it be cool if we had a watch event?
Yeah.
Hey, wouldn't it be cool?
What if we threw a watch off a helicopter? Okay, we can't get a helicopter. Okay, what about a 6-story building? Okay, well, let's have a watch event so we can do that.
Hey, wouldn't it be cool?
Yeah.
So a lot of our things have evolved from something like that. And so I mean, like a collaboration, I can't rule it out.
Okay.
Because
It's definitely one of those, not all decisions end here. So numbers talk, information talk.
I'll say no or yes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and the reason I ask that, because you have channels like TGV, the Urban Gentry, right? Mm-hmm. He's done like several type of with his name or his thought process into a watch. And something like that, I think would be amazing if somebody just said, hey, you know what? I like that, the time engine. I would love that in one of my favorite cases. You know, like, hey, I have a Seiko. I want something different. And you know, we always like different.
Yeah.
You know, so
And
I was just curious.
Much like, we'll show them all back. We've got another movement down there to show you.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, this may be the end of the video, but there's plenty more content. This was an amazing experience, and what I wanted to do was bring something different. I wanted to show you guys behind the scenes. These two guys, I mean, from Adam, which he has 30 years of experience, and Jason being, he is an enthusiast. He is a watch geek, and I absolutely love it. I got to talk to these guys. I was there for like 3 hours, and it was amazing. The whole team was amazing. I just want to thank them for the opportunity. Now, what you guys, I want you guys to know, there's other content coming. I have other things in this visit that you guys did not see, which I'll be sharing at a later date. I do have a few watches, and I want to show you guys what they did to some watches that I already have. So if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel and you like the content, go ahead and subscribe at this point in time. If you guys want any work done through Kokomo Watch Company or Palmer's Jewelers, which they're in the same building, the link down in the description will take you straight to them. They Facebook, Instagram, whatever is down there. Go check them out. Get your favorite work. Go get your favorite work done on your watch, from plating to movement. Just talk to them. Get consultations. Let them know what you're trying to get, man. These guys are more than just professional. These guys are awesome, man. These are the people that you want working on your favorite timepieces. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for watching. And that is the end of this video. And y'all know my slogan, man. Until the next lightning strike, y'all be blessed.